Okay, so one option for making the more unusual shapes for your pendants is to import your design sketch. So you can go create. Now I suggest you do a custom blank size and you make it the size of the silicone mold. So that way you're paying attention to the sizing. So if you make your workspace 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters, make sure color mode is RGB and go create, then your workspace will basically be the size of the largest pendant you can make. So the next thing you want to do is go over here to the left, click on place, and then you'll need to go find the image that you'll have downloaded to your computer already. So I've already downloaded this sketch. You can see now to place the sketch, you don't just click and drag the box that you want the sketch to go into. So it will take the shape of the sketch and it'll size it as big as you drag the box. So now you click Vectorize at the bottom here, and then you click Expand Vectorization, and then over here in your Properties panel, if you can't see it, you'll have to click the down arrow under Appearance. You want the fill to be transparent and the stroke to be a color so you can see it. And because our pendants are quite small, a 1-point line actually shows up as quite thick. So in this particular case, we might want to make it like 0.2, so that way we can see it. So because your pencil sketches are quite wide, you'll end up with a lot of extra lines that you will need to delete. So I'm going to give you a little tutorial on how to delete lines. So you'll need your direct selection tool. And if you click on a line, you'll see there will be different nodes here. And if you click on one of the nodes and you hit the backspace key, it will delete the two sides around that node. If you hit the backspace key again, it will delete the rest of the line that is selected. So that was pretty straightforward for the box around the outside, but for these inside box lines, it's a little bit trickier. So you definitely want to make sure that you zoom right in. So if I click on this node here and then I hit backspace, it'll delete that node. If I hit backspace again, it's going to delete everything else that is selected, which actually wasn't bad in this case. So I still have a lot of a mess to clean up here. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to click on one of these nodes and I'm going to hit backspace. And now what I can do is just click anywhere on the screen and it will show me what's left. Now if I click on here and hit backspace, it will delete that next line. And if I hit backspace again, it's going to delete the rest of what is selected. So you can use the direct selection tool carefully like this to delete all of the lines that you want gone. So in this particular case, it looks like, see, I look at all of that and I'm like, yeah, that can all go, so I'm going to delete that, and so on. Okay, so then you'll end up with one line that you can then export to Tinkercad. So let me just pause this for a second. Okay, so you can see from here, now that I've deleted all the lines, because I hand drew this, some of these lines are not looking they're looking kind of all awkward and bumpy. So what you can do is go to the pen tool. I'll give you a quick demonstration of how the pen tool works. So you click once to anchor the line. If you click twice and hold the end, then you can bend it. And then what's going to happen is all the rest of the lines are going to kind of bend like you want them to. I'm just going to show you. So if the node is a square like this, let's do this, go back again. So if I click and bend, it'll bend. Okay, if I click and bend, it'll bend. If I just click, rather than being a circle, it's going to be a square. And now I can do a straight line, and then I can bend it. Okay, and again, if I click and hold, it'll maintain that curve. If I click once, it'll be a square and I'll get a straight line. And then I can click and hold, and I can get a curve again, okay? So I can use this to add, if I want, I can add shapes like I've just done there. If I wanted to, though, I could go and get my direct selection tool. I could click on this node, for example, and I could delete that, and I could click on this node, oops, this node, and delete that, and then I could just delete that. So I could, if I wanted to, go and get my pen tool, and if I hover over there till it attaches, so then I can actually use the pen tool to add in a much smoother line than I did. And if I don't quite like where that line goes, I can use my, should be able to use my direct selection tool and these little handles here to kind of play around with the way this line bends a bit so that it lines up like that. Okay, so I think we'll stop there for this.